Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? My name is Tim Black. What is going on, people? What is going on? Yo. I know it's early. Let me get YouTube set up. What's up, Facebook? What's up, Twitch? How y'all doing? Yeah. Almost there. Almost. I wanted 11. I wanted to be here at 11, y'all. So this is good, but not good enough. Not what I was looking for. I don't have a picture for this thing. We'll have to do this. Damn it. I have nothing. All right, YouTube. I don't know where this stuff went. Nothing? Bump it. It's taking too long. Okay, let's go. I care less. Doesn't matter. All right, YouTube's in the house. Welcome, YouTube. How y'all doing? Everybody here okay? You good? Settings look okay. All right. All right, so if you're new to the show, my name is Tim Black. This is the Tim Black Show. We do this Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, sometimes Wednesdays, sometimes Saturdays. We do this a lot. But count on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Tuesdays and Fridays, we open up phone lines. Today is not Tuesday, nor is it Friday. In case you were counting. But what we do have is a really ticked off Tim Black in the house. Because it's just so much of the nonsense I could take. I mean, folks, it's up to here. This is crazy what these people are talking about. And I don't know who they think they're talking to. Now, some of us were born in the morning, but not this morning. Right? All right, so this whole thing with Manchin's really got me... all I've been hearing all day, and actually last couple of days, was how Joe Manchin is taking over the Democratic Party. That's all I'm hearing. And then I hear people that kind of believe that's possible. And a lot of hand-wringing, a lot of clutch pearl grabbing, a lot of people falling off rockers. People about to have a heart attack like Fred Sanford over Joe Manchin. And what I'm not seeing is the requisite amount of firm pushback on him. But let's pretend for a second that any of this is real and that they cannot control their own senator. He's just so crazy that nobody can reel him in. He's beyond reason. And he's thwarting all of Joe Biden's attempts at getting things done. Let's go to this clip. I got a clip here of them discussing Joe Manchin. I think he's in this clip. Here we go. Little context for folks, so folks know what we're talking about.
Senator Joe Manchin announced he will vote against the For the People Act, essentially closing the door on Democrats' push for large-scale voting rights reform on Senator Joe Manchin announced he will vote against the For the People Act, essentially closing the door on Democrats' push for large-scale voting rights reform on Capitol Hill. Manchin defended his decision in an op-ed in the Charleston Gazette-Mail, writing voting and election reform that is done in a partisan manner will all but ensure partisan divisions continue to deepen.
I think it's a wrong piece of legislation to bring our country together and unite our country, and I'm not supporting that because I think it would divide us further. I don't want to be in a country that's divided any further than I'm in right now. I love my country, and I think my Democrat and Republican colleagues feel the same.
Fellow Democrats like Congresswoman Barbara Lee pushed back.
I hope he reconsiders what his position is, because this is not about partisan advantage. This is fundamental to our democracy.
The West Virginia senator is the only Democrat who isn't a co-sponsor of the bill, which the party says will help stop new restrictions on voting imposed by several Republican-led state legislatures. Moves condemned by President Biden, who asked Congress to prioritize the protection of voting rights.
I'm going to fight like heck with every tool at my disposal for its passage.
And while Manchin says he supports the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, a far less sweeping bill than the For the People Act, he once again emphasized his refusal to end the filibuster, a Senate rule which requires a 60-vote threshold to advance most legislation, writing, "I believe that partisan legislation will destroy the already weakening binds of our democracy." But many Democrats, like independent Senator Angus King, say this issue could be worth changing the filibuster.
If it comes down to voting rights and the rights of Americans to go to the polls and select their leaders versus the filibuster, I'll choose democracy.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask a very basic question of most of my people. Look, fam, if you have somebody trying to undermine what you're trying to get done in your household, or someone's trying to undermine you at work, or someone's trying to destroy what you're trying to build in your own company, or you got a neighbor, you got anybody in your life who's trying to throw a monkey wrench into what you've been trying to build, what would your response be? From a gut level, how would you go about dealing with this? Now, any of those responses that you would have for it at this point, they would have to be firm responses. Firm responses, right in the face, right in the grill. Thing is, guys, I'm not feeling like these people are sincerely pissed off enough, in my opinion. Let's do this again. Look, I don't think these people really want it. I don't think they want it bad enough. I think people worried about their jobs, worried about where they're going to go, how they're going to get promoted, stay in office. I mean, we're talking about voting rights. Joe Manchin is stabbing. Get this clear, guys. The reason why this bill is important is because Republicans have been gutting at the state level voting rights. They drew first blood. They drew first blood all around this country. They've been undermining voting rights, the ability for people that look like me to be able to get out and vote. They've been making it harder to vote. Now, Joe Manchin's one thing is, well, I want to bring the country together. How are Republicans bringing the country together? By going state by state, trying to chip away at the Voting Rights Act at the state level. The only response to that, the only adequate response to that on the federal level is to shore it up. And Joe Manchin doesn't want to do that. He wants to go with a less stringent bill, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, over the For the People Act. Now, I'm not seeing the right amount of fire and intensity from the people that say they oppose Joe Manchin. Well, if you oppose Joe Manchin, why are people looking in the camera and talking directly to Joe Manchin? Hey, Joe Manchin, don't talk to me about America. You don't want America not to be united. You don't want to do anything that's going to make America be more divided. It ain't up to you, brother, if America's divided or united. America's been united and divided since its inception, as it pertains to so many of us. Your job right now, as it pertains to being a senator, is to pass this legislation that enables so that all of us have the right to vote, and that voting process is easier, and there are less hoops to jump through, not more hoops. Your inability to buckle down and do your job, talking about you want other people on the other side to feel better. They didn't ask you if you felt better when they went to the state level and gutted it. One side can't be nice guy, and the other side do what the hell they want to do. And then you accommodate them. See, I just don't believe that people are really angry about Joe Manchin. I don't feel it. I'm not getting that visceral, like, oh, I can feel this guy's pissed off. I can feel this woman's upset. She's headed up to here. I'm not getting that. Only person kind of got there in that vein was like Jamal Bowman. Where's the thunder for Joe Manchin? Where's the pushback on Joe Manchin? Where is it? I want to see it in your face. I want the vein in your forehead to pop up. I want to hear it in your voice. I want to know you mean it. Americans are getting tired of getting lied to. And Joe Biden, don't even get started on you, Joe Biden. Joe Biden said he go anywhere, he's going to fight like heck. First of all, you're a president, you're a grown-ass man. Say hell when we talk about voting rights acts. Say hell when we're talking about ending the filibuster. Without these things, we have no democracy. Without these things, you won't be able to get your agenda done. You're supposed to be livid about this, Joe Biden. Not angry as heck. You're supposed to be angry as hell. This is why you were elected. See, they think we're stupid. They think we're going to buy this thing that Joe Biden's really upset. And all these Democrats are really, wringing their jackets and pulling on things and knocking stuff over and a bull in the China shop. I don't see a bull in a China shop intensity from them. And voting rights is so important. If voting rights are the thing that binds us to a democracy, why aren't you more upset? Why aren't you at least half as upset as me, and I'm not even paid to be upset about it? I wasn't elected to do anything. Why aren't they as angry as I am that they want to make it so that my children and my children's children don't have the right to vote, don't have easy access to voting? We already vote during the middle of the week. We already got to take off our jobs to vote. It's already one day a year. And you want to make it harder for those people to be able to cast their vote? And you want to call this shit that we live in a democracy? And you got this Barney Rubble-looking son of a bitch in West Virginia gumming up the works, and we got this corporate stooge that everyone said, Joe knows you. We got this guy not even fighting that guy. And we got a bunch of other people playing the sidelines, talking about they're upset. Show it. Show it. Go campaign against Joe Manchin and get him out of there. Get his ass out. Out, out, out. And don't act like you just found out that Joe Manchin is a horrible, horrible senator. Don't act like you just discovered this. Joe Manchin's been horrible for quite some time. Here's the thing, guys. This is the thing you need to know. There was a young lady by the name of Paul Swearinger. She ran against Joe Manchin. Where were these people? Joe Manchin's been horrible. He didn't get horrible this month. He didn't get horrible this week. He didn't get horrible yesterday on the Sunday shows. He's been horrible. Where were you when we had a competitor? Did you give her money? Did you help her campaign? I didn't once see her on MSNBC or CNN, you corporate stooges. So don't tell me. Don't tell me, you flimsy, no backbone having. Don't tell me for a second that you're upset. Oh, no, don't pretend you're upset. That's why I say it's all a game, because if you were really upset, like we all know how we get upset. We all know how we can get pissed off. How pissed off would you be if your job was to protect voting rights and somebody was taking that away? You got one job. One job. Defend voting rights. Defend the democracy. You swore an oath. All of you swore an oath. This legislation and what the Republicans have been doing at the state level impedes on your oath of office. And what are you doing? Talking nicely? Call him a son of a bitch if you have to. Go campaign against him. Direct action. Some of you are Republicans, but you Democrats. are supposed to be big-time politicians, go do some direct actions. Come on, let's go do some direct actions. Go do some direct actions in West Virginia. Get his ass out of there. Bernie Sanders, get Joe Manchin out of here. Come on. Come on now. You won West Virginia. You won every county in West Virginia. Go campaign against Joe Manchin. Show me that you mean it. When you say it, show me it's real. If you're not going to show us it's real, then I kindly ask all of you to shut up about it, because we don't need to hear it. We don't need to performing the high wire act. We don't need the calisthenics, the aerobics, the twitch dancing. We don't need we don't need all that BS choreography, the memes, the sign language, the mimes. We don't need any of it. What we need is action. Go down to West Virginia and tell Barney Rubble to pack his damn bags. He either gets on board or his bus is leaving his ass. That's what you tell him. And if he's having talks with Steve Bannon, let him have those talks with Steve Bannon. Tell the Republicans they could have him. And take some of that money AOC's able to raise and dump it into Paula Swearinger. That's another thing. Where was the money? Where was the money for a campaign, AOC? See, it goes deep. Because, see, I supported candidates. I supported candidates who would have ousted Nancy Pelosi and Joe Manchin. How often did we see shit hit baton on TV? So don't tell me, MSNBC, CNN, you hand-wringing bastards. Don't tell me how upset you are with Joe Manchin. Don't tell me how you want to fight for democracy. Axios. When was the last time you wrote a positive article about Paula Swearinger and Joe Manchin? I'm sorry, Paula Swearinger or Shahir Buttar? Probably know what their names are, because they're not establishment enough for you. Daily Beast, where's the positive article about Paula Swearinger? See, everybody wants to act like they're all upset about what Joe Manchin's doing, and I don't buy it. Because I'm not gullible, okay? I don't buy it, because if you were really upset about any of this, you would have acted about it. You would have acted on it when there was a chance to act on it. Once again, folks, if you're just tuning in, Joe Manchin has been horrible for a long time. He didn't just get horrible. People act like he caught the horrible flu and became a horrible politician or a horrible Democrat or whatever you want to call it. He's been this way. Ain't nothing new about him. That's why some of us believe that this is all smoke and mirrors, banana in the tailpipe, lies, an act, a musical. Where is the insistence? Where is the putting his feet to the fire? Where is the demand? I'm tired of seeing this guy on my TV. Joe Biden, at least let me appeal to your sense of arrogance. How you let this guy from West Virginia be more of a president than you? How you gonna look your wife? What, you gonna let her come tuck your wife in too? Huh, Joe? You gonna let Joe Manchin tuck your wife in too? Take her for a little stroll? Take the keys to the vet, run her around the block a couple times, take her out to get some ice cream? In a nightcap? Is that how it's working? I mean, you kissed ass, you sat there and shined Obama's shoes for 2 terms just to squeakily barely get by, and you needed him to help you. You needed everybody to coalesce around you just for you to get in the office, fall up the stairs, and let Joe Manchin Barney Rubble his ass in and become more powerful than you. I'm hearing more talk about you than about I hear more talk about Joe Manchin than about Joe Biden. Where's your pride? See, because it's not about pride, is it? It's about doing what the corporations want you to do. That's what I think. Because none of it makes any sense any other way. None of it makes any other sense. This is all smoke and mirrors to get other people thinking, oh, poor Democrats want to try really hard to make sure you can vote, blacks, but, you win some, you lose some. Let's go with this watered down version of the bill. What are Democrats to do with someone as so seemingly irrational and obstinate as Manchin? What you mean, what are they going to do with him? They get his ass out of office. See, this is what I think. I did a live stream earlier today and I talked about this. I think the hard idea is every once in a while, Democrats, they create a boogeyman. The boogeyman that carries the baton of hate. The hate baton. Yeah, or the I don't know, the gilded sword of hate. They carry the gilded sword of hate. And they walk around with the gilded sword of hate, and all the progressives and all the liberals, well, mostly liberals, they hate him. Oh, they hate him. It's like a scene out of Game of Thrones. Shame, shame, shame. And they're just walking around with this gilded sword. People are throwing stuff on them. And then finally, the powers that be, they vote and they say, okay, enough with you being the person of hate, the bearer of the gilded hate sword. Give us the gilded hate sword. They take it and they say, okay, now go rescue a child from a whale. And you go rescue a child from a whale, or you vote the way that the people want you to vote on something. And then you get to redeem yourself. That's what they're going to do with Joe Manchin. And then what they'll do is they'll give someone else the gilded sword of hate. And they'll have to carry it for a while because that's how this works. That's my theory. I believe that's how it works. They got to have a bad guy. If the Republicans can't stop them, so they have to stop themselves. And they have to choose someone to stop themselves. And that's the only reason why Joe Manchin's still around. Because they need him. They need Joe Manchin more than they need Joe Biden. Do you understand what I'm saying? Democrats need him. Need Joe Manchin more than they need Joe Biden, because without Joe Manchin, they have no excuse not to get done what they need to get done. Without Joe Manchin, they can't pretend that their arms are tied. They can't pretend that they don't have the ability to get things done for you. They can't pretend they can't do the will of the people. Because most of the things we talk about, all the things we complain about on this channel, are things most Americans want. And of course, we got some bigoted assholes out there who don't want us to not get shot by cops. We got some backwards people that still believe it's better to drink alcohol than smoke marijuana. Stupid asses. They don't know any better. Lord help them. But that is not the majority of people anymore. We're in a new time. For some things, not all things, some things. Everyone wants health care. Everyone wants prescription drugs down. Most people who aren't sitting around thinking about themselves actually do think college is too expensive. They think a trade school should be free. The fact that it wasn't until, the 30s that we even had K through 12? Was it the 30s or the 20s? Well, maybe we should upgrade every 100 years on how much schooling is adequate for a first world country. And that should be given regardless to your zip code and how much money you have to pay or how much debt you're willing to take on. So without Joe Manchin, they can't pretend that this is not what the people want. So they divide us up on this stuff. Republicans aren't running around going, hey, get that health care out of my face. I don't want health care. No, that doesn't happen. That's not what's happening. Republicans die because they don't have health care too. Okay? Okay? So Joe Manchin, they want to give it to Joe Manchin. Get rid of them. Hey, man, I don't have time to talk to people. I don't have time to talk to people who don't have my best interest at heart. I don't have time to talk to people who make it clear that they're playing for the other team. Fine. Go officially be on that team. And if my theory is correct, that it's not that you are playing for the right team, the Democrats, and this is just your role, you're a supporting actor in Joe Biden's play called How to Screw America, fine. I get it. It's our job to get rid of both of you. If that's the case, get rid of them all. Get rid of all of them. Folks, we cannot allow other Americans to be duped by this nonsense. We can't allow it. We know what's going on. We cannot pretend. We cannot pretend that they're getting this information correct, that they're watching news entities that are telling them this. They are not. While you're pissed off at Joe Manchin, the real culprits are walking out the back door with the refrigerator, the flat screen, the computers, all the values, all the juries, and your PIN numbers. And you're sitting there yelling at Barney Rubble. And he's like, I know. I'm horrible, I know. I'm doing it for our own good. I'm doing it for our own good. I'm doing it for the better of the country. You got away, Joe, you got away, Joe, are you okay? You down the street yet? Call Big Pharma and let him know I did the thing I had to do for him, you know? Call Wall Street, let him know I took care of that. That's what I think of him. Don't you? Don't you think that's how it's going? All right, enough. Let me bring down the temperature just a little bit. Check out my comment section a little bit here. I'm lit. This is nonsense, y'all. Slave states. Non-weed states. Choreography of the 1%. I love it. Nina 100. Exactly. People say, Tim, why are you supporting Nina Turner? Because I think she gives Joe Manchin the business. That's what I think. Now, I don't think out the gate she would. Because she told me soft on people, hard on policy. But at some point, hello, somebody. A lot said, guys. A lot of comments here. Facebook, welcome back, Facebook, guys. How y'all doing? It's all theater. It's theater. It's a play. It's a musical. It's a put-on. It's a scam. It's a grift. A grift. Why are people saying it louder? Why aren't they saying it louder? If they're so angry, if they're so pissed, we're talking about people's voting rights, the right to vote. It's being demolished. It's being slowly reduced. It's being disintegrated. Not by time, not by the elements, not by the lapping of the sea up against the bank. It's being obliterated, slowly erased by Republicans. And a Democrat's response to it is, we got to have Republicans want to work with us because shut up. You know, I like it when people, keep it real. Keep it real with us. And the worst part about it, man, I'm telling you guys, the worst part about it is I'm looking up, okay, so what we're going to talk about today on the show, I'm looking for it, and all I kept seeing was people talking about Joe Manchin, and not a single one of them even raised a voice. That's how I knew. These suckers don't even want to raise their blood pressure talking about this because they know it's all a game. No sweat on the forehead. Clothes perfectly intact. Voice moderately toned. Yes, you have to understand what Joe Manchin's doing is just totally reprehensible. It's indescribable how undemocratic it really is. It's totally a scam. It's a sham. It's what it is. It totally demolishes our hopes of getting legislation done by the Joe Biden administration. It will not further the ends of the American people, and we know these policies are, by and large, very, very much supported by the American people. And what Joe Manchin doing is unconscionable. It's unacceptable. All right, so then. That sounds like people that really are upset about this thing, or people that know, hey, this is scene 16. Hold on, I got my paperwork right here. This is the part where I say, hold on. Did you guys rewrite this last line? Maybe I need to bang my fist on the desk a little to pretend to sell this a little. What's my motivation? Come on, what's my backstory? What's my motivation? Should I do my hands like this or something to sell this to the audience? No, you don't need to do that. They're still so happy they don't have Trump. We don't have to actually get anything done. If we have to, we'll card out Jim Clyburn, and he'll tell you, I know Joe, and Joe knows us. Yeah, I saw that Jim Clyburn came out and had something to say about the filibuster, didn't he? Wish you'd had that same amount of intensity and backbone for the ending of qualified immunity, sir. Suddenly you got a backbone. Just don't have it when we need you to have it. Go on TV and get these people a pass on ending qualified immunity. Bakari Sellers, you like the grandstand about the Floyd Justice and Floyd Justice and Policing Act? You want a grandstand standing next to Benjamin Crump? Huh? Well, your famed congressman from your hometown, from your home state, is doing his best to muck up the works on ending qualified immunity, and I haven't heard you say one word. And tag him and if you please send this to Bakari and tag him and I. If you're going to say something about me, tag me so I can respond. I don't owe you nothing. Nothing. AIPAC owes you. I don't owe you nothing, sir. Stop pretending to be fighting for the people when you are so constrained by loyalty to bankrolling or loyalty to special interests and loyalty to these organizations that you are crippled. You got to do Simon Says for you to even move. So don't give me this nonsense about Joe Manchin. I'm sorry, guys. I can count. I know the margins. I know they need you. Listen, here's the thing, guys. I cannot believe. I will not accept. I refuse to accept. Where I grew up, we don't lie to ourselves, okay? That's what you don't do. Stomach hanging over the belt, you need to lose weight, you're fat. That's what it is. Wife stepping out on you, fix it or get gone or be gone. Husband raising his hand at you, therapy or out the door. Bam, that's it. Real short, real quick. Not necessarily in that order. But what I'm saying is, so don't tell, I just cannot accept, guys. I cannot accept the notion that the Democratic Party has his arms tied by this poor-ass West Virginia senator, and I don't mean poor by his bankroll. He's got a lot of money. He's a rich man. But I mean, West Virginia senator, don't tell me that West Virginia senator has so much juice. He has handcuffed and gagged and thrown in a trunk our democracy. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He doesn't strike me as that bad. He ain't built like that. This is an inside job. She knew the robbers because he is one of the robbers. He works for the robbers. It's an inside job. They pulled the punch when they hit him. He fell down. No, it was a flesh wound. It went through and through. It was all an act. It was a setup. He knew the robbers. He gave them the keys. He gave them the schematics. The point is, they're all working together. I don't have proof, but I got proof because I've been around for a while. I've seen shenanigans before. This is shenanigans. This is walking up. This is like Dave Chappelle said, that skit on the corner where they're doing the thing with the card, the 3-card Manchin thing. And they're all working together. And you're the only one that doesn't know. So you think that big card, you got a winner. So you put your money up there and they take all your money. Joe Manchin is not operating alone. He's the fall guy. He's the designated liar, the designated bad guy for right now. It's all scripted. That's all it's been. I'm tired of hearing them talk about it. Go see her. Go see about him. If you're that upset, go see about him. This is serious stuff, guys. This is voting rights. People died for us to vote. Now, that might be not a big deal. A lot of people, I hear people say that all the time. But you get to choose not to use it. They shouldn't get to choose for you not to use it. I respect you deciding that you don't want to use your vote. That's one thing. We're talking about people taking that right from you, okay? Because how you feel today, you might not feel that way next week, next year, or 5 years from now. So even if you buy into this thing, where voting's not everything and voting's not important, I believe they shouldn't be able to take that from you. You can forfeit it, but they should not be able to withhold it from you. So before you comment and say something, hear that part of the argument. Well, I don't want to vote. I don't care about voting. Okay, fine. Why you even watch a political channel? I don't get it. Why watch political channels if you don't believe in politics? I don't get it. I didn't watch any of the NBA playoffs. I don't then watch the NBA playoffs and complain at the officiated. Because I'm not watching it. I'm not into it. So you don't believe in politics, why watch political commentary programs? Go watch the NBA. It's the most asinine thing in the world. I hate daytime dramas. Oh, this daytime drama sucks. Why are you watching it? Sorry. It just doesn't make sense. It just, explain it to me. Are you lacking so many things in life to be upset about that you must add something artificially into your life to be upset about? Is that what it is? At this point, if people don't understand that both parties suck Johnson, I don't know what else is going to convince you. You never hear the Republican Party talking about, oh, I really wish we could do what we want to do and get things done. But look, I'm not complimenting Trump, but I am going to point out something. What would Donald Trump do if Joe Manchin was a Republican and Joe Manchin pulled this crap on the Republicans? And don't tell me you're civil, we do things the right way, blah, 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 blah. Get out of here. Go sell it somewhere where someone's buying. I'm not buying it. Democrats fight dirty too. I'm a black progressive. Don't tell me Democrats don't fight dirty. Freaking liberals. Malcolm X told me all about you liberals. He was right. Next. The only other thing I have is, and this is about hypocrisy as well. I watched a clip of a couple of U.S. Capitol Police talking about how they felt about the Republicans voting against the commission. And the hypocrisy of the January 6th commission being blocked. And I heard these police officers talk about how it affects their lives. And it really got me thinking about how much hypocrisy. You know, Democrats and Republicans, all politicians get paid $50,000 a year. If you make over that, you get fired. Because that's the only way this is going to work. All politicians, $50 grand a year, you make a penny over that, you get fired. Because wealth and politics do not mix. The Republican Party is supposed to be the party of the blue, the cops, and the military, and all this crap, right? I'm going to play this clip for you. It's only like a minute long.
In recent days, right?
Yes,
you were not seeking the limelight, but you felt compelled to come out. And you weren't seeking it either.
I'm just seeking the truth. That is correct.
Seeking the truth. In recent days, right?
Yes,
you were not seeking the limelight, but you felt compelled to come out. And you weren't seeking it either.
I'm just seeking the truth. That is correct.
Seeking the truth.
Last week when I'm sitting in my bed, just eating, and I see Officer Signey family, I see Officer Dunn and Fanon right next to them, and I see them pleading to these senators or going to their offices and pleading, hey, support this, we deserve this, it's the least you can do. And for them to not listen to or just promise something and they not come through with that, we gave them the time for them to go to safety. And they're not appreciating that. We put our lives, while they were running, we held the line. And that, to me, we sacrificed so much for them to not only put everything on the line, but they're not doing what they're supposed to. They're not fulfilling their oath of office to put the country before the party. And for them to continue these lies and turn and twist, oh, this happened or this not, it's uncalled for. It's a betrayal to us, the officers, and that's one of the things that compelled me to come forward.
I don't know, man. You know this show. You know how I feel. You know, I look at policing and I say it was built on slavery because it was. And the way it's designed, it preys on poor people, particularly black poor people. So I'm not a person who readily jumps up to defend cops, but I gotta say, guys, that one line where that officer says, we held the line so you could get away free without injury, and then you don't want to investigate the people that did it. That's dirty. If you don't think we're not in trouble, you're not paying attention. The party that loves the police, the Blue Lives Matter party, turn their back on the U.S. Capitol Police and the D.C. Police, because more than just the U.S. Capitol Police were there, who defended their asses. They don't even want an investigation into the events. This officer pointed out, they keep telling us to get past it. We still have FBI agents contacting us every other day about information about what took place, because the FBI is still investigating it. We got people, dumbasses, who just want so much Republican love and Trump supporters and Trump viewership and clicks and views. They don't even know that while they're saying, why are you still talking about this? It's still being investigated by the FBI. These officers are still having to talk about, look at film. Hey, do you remember seeing this person or that person? Where were you when this happened? We're trying to identify this person who hit this other officer. That's still happening. We're not talking about something that happened 10 years ago, okay? It's a big deal. 2 officers committed suicide. That's how much of a big deal it is. It really bothers me, the amount of pandering to the right. And it saddens me. Folks, I'm telling you, it saddens me that there are people who think that's okay. It's obviously, these people have no moral compass. They're talking about, well, they let the people in. They let the people in. Did Sean Hannity himself walk up and give you his playbook, his talking points? Because that's not remotely true for every officer. Definitely wasn't the truth for those officers who ended up hurt. It wasn't the truth of those officers that also quit. It wasn't true of those officers who are no longer with us. Not true of those officers, over 100 officers injured. What are you talking about? Did Tucker Carlson stick his hand up your backside to work your mouth like the puppet, or you just do that as you're doing a ventriloquist thing with you? What's going on, Johnson? How does it work? You don't see what's going on? You can't see that? And I'm a person who is very critical of the police. I'm not a vote blue anywho or a Blue Lives Matter guy at all. But there's right and there's wrong. Right and wrong. We got people that call themselves. So we got a problem. We got people that don't know what side they're on in any issue. We got people not trying to choose right. You can switch issues or switch sides based on facts. Not based on views, and not based on the way the wind's blowing. Some people are trying to make this all about Democrats and Republicans. It's not even about that. The bottom line is, up is down and down is up. That's the scary thing. Up is down and down is up. We got the party of Blue Lives Matter stabbing Blue Lives Matter in the back. If you don't think that's weird, if you don't think that's worth talking about, I don't know what to tell you. That's just how hypocritical this whole system is. That's how backwards it is. And we got people that say, oh, and these people are supposed to be. These people are supposed to be truth tellers. And they're using GOP talking points to defend totally indefensible nonsense. Totally indefensible black people that got their asses shot if they did that. So, I don't know, man. I just saw that clip and it just really spoke to me. It's much longer. You should hear the whole clip. Whole clip is riveting. Traumatic. And once again, it's not about Republicans, I'm talking about how bad our system is. I'm talking about how corrupt things are. These Republicans who would normally leap, they would break the desk, jumping over the desk to support something for the cops. But since this makes them look bad because it happened under Donald Trump, they are voting against an investigation to get the people responsible for that day. Instead, they're calling it a guided tour, a fantasy about what happened. We got people with actual medical situations, actual injuries, depression, suicide. And we got people, and I'm saying, it's just the denial, the deniability on this thing. It's just it just shows just how all bets are off, man. We're in another world now. Baby, lock the kids, lock the doors, lock the windows, check on your kids, because they taking everybody now, man. They're lying. These people are crazy. It's all over. It's over. It's the end. It's the end of days. It will never go back to the way it was. It's destroyed. It's totally destroyed. At least there was a time you wouldn't agree with this person or this group, but you knew what it stood for. Now they stand for nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's crazy to me. Seems a little strange, Johnson. Whew, okay. Yeah, I know, Tim. Calm down. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Who cares? Yeah. We don't live in a democracy, Timothy. It's called a plutocracy. I know, man. I know, brother. I know. You really think I need to know that? Be told that? You think so? I've been black a long time, Johnson. My grandmother grew up telling my mother about Tulsa. Her family was from the South. My mom's family is from the Carolinas. They got the hell out the South. Went north, went all the way to New York. Called the Great Migration, where black people were tired of getting lynched and just said, forget it, left everything, just left. So yeah, I agree with you. I mean, anybody black who really thinks they live in a democracy is just, they're living in this fantasy land that's made up on TV. It's not based in reality. Because it's never really existed. And frankly, nah, I can't say white people haven't lived in it. I say they've been under this delusion that I can get rich one day and then I'm going to be important. When the system is not set up for a lot of people to do that at all. And what it's more set up to do is for you to die younger and have less and make money for someone else to get that way, who's already started off with a lot more than you. And I know if you one off, you have a Ray Kroc or someone who comes from nothing, but I'm saying, generally speaking, most people end up doing about as well as their parents. After all the time is spent, after the music is done playing, and there's a couple seats left, you sit down, if time could be bent in half, like this piece of paper, you'll be sitting right next to your parents. And that was doing good, because now, one of the first generations where children are likely to sit in a worse seat for the first time. For the first time, it's going backwards. So, now I don't need to be told there's no democracy, but I agree with you. It's just good to point it out, but to the noobs who don't know that, they're like, what? I don't know that. Plutocracy. You got to speak a whole new language. Because they don't, because they got to learn a whole new dialect to understand our jargon. And I would like to attract some of those people to the program. I want some of those people who don't know, the uninitiated, the people that are new, the people that, they happen upon, it's like, what's this black guy yelling about? I don't know what he's yelling about, but his show is mad. I like mad. I'm mad about some things too. Tell me what you're mad about, bald black man, so I can get mad too. Whole country's mad about something. Be mad about the lying and conniving and the backpedaling and the duplicity of our media, which the Democrats with this fake outrage about this guy they could have got rid of. Where was the money to get rid of this guy? Hey, I'm back on it. Where was the vote blue anywho's to get rid of this guy? Huh? Obama coming out talking smack. Hey, listen, we are, it's really upset because we thought the Americans, it really hurt me when Trump went in there. Had Trump come in and he messed things up. He messed it up. But had no idea he'd come in there and be this bad. You left the door open when you didn't deliver on anything. And you sat around playing a game of, well, don't want to be your president or your president, be your president, be everybody's president. Be the president of the people that elected your ass. How about that? How about owe a duty to the people that got you in? Ain't that hard? Ain't that hard? It's not, it ain't rocket science. That's it. That's all. Jesus Christ. Move Biden left. Oh, God. What are they saying now? All right. Every once in a while, I like to bring that out because people have short memories. I was actually sending them for free to whoever would send me their name and address. This channel did that. Well, I feel bad. I don't know. Tim's changed. He's not the same. No, I want to get your Lord and Savior. That's what the problem was. It's not this, dummy. All right. That's it for tonight. Tomorrow, we'll be back with phone lines open. I encourage everyone to call up on the show and have something to talk about. And hope we can get some new callers in here. Hope some folks want to call up and speak truth to power. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's going on. What else? Got a couple of super chats. Sheldon Hughes says, you nailed it, Tim. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Sheldon. Rain Dog says, Million Man march to Manchin's house. Scare his ass. I mean, him. Let them think we have some crazies, too. The rest will fall in line. Go to their houses. Go to them in the parking lots. Go to them in the supermarkets. Get in their faces. Why aren't they saying that now? Why aren't they saying that now, guys? Auntie Maxine, why aren't you saying it now? See, be one way. That's all. Be one way. Someone else gave to the show. I can't see who that person is. Let me go look. Let me see who that person is. 12 o'clock. Oh, the days shifted on me. The days have changed, Johnson. Here we go. Tony D. I really wanted Paula Jean to take out Manchin. I think we both know there's shenanigans behind the scenes there. Thank you, Tony D. Give it up for Tony DeMille. Brother. But you know what? I'm not saying they would have been successful. I don't know if they would have been successful. But my thing is, you don't get to cry after the fact. You were given an opportunity to get rid of Manchin. You did not take it. Now he's here. He does not have to be here. So don't give me that, oh no, woe is me nonsense. I worked to bring Paula Swearingen to more people. If you did not bring her on, shut up. That's all. They got way more following than me. They could have actually made more of a difference. They didn't do it because they really don't care. Now they want to act outraged. I'm outraged. Phooey. I'm so upset. I'm pissed off, man. Really? Yeah, I'm really upset. What was that? Is that a bird? I love the birds. The birds are beautiful. Ooh. Hey, birdie. Just you were being pissed off. Oh, yeah, I'm so upset. I'm pissed off, man. Come on, dude. Yeah, like, really? Really? You really pissed off? You're not pissed off, man. Tim, you're always a shot of adrenaline I needed when I start to lose hope in the system. Hey, I'm not telling you don't have, hey, whoa. Hold on there. Do not have faith in this system. No, do not have faith in the system. I'm happy to be your adrenaline rush, but don't use me for that because there's a lot of things you should have faith in. Right? Do not have faith in the system because the system is not one of those things. Have faith that the system's going to do what the system's going to do. But do not have faith in it working the way it should, or that we have a lot of honest actors walking around, and that this is not an influence on all these bastards. We need to get money out of what? Money out of what, guys? Politics. And until then, in a country where veterans sleep on the streets and die in front of perfectly warmed buildings, empty buildings, veterans. In a country where they reroute the black neighborhoods, run powerways through them, section them off, lowering the ability for them to be houses, separate the suburbs from the urban centers, lowering the tax basis of those communities, and then we say, hey, we're going to fund your schools out of your tax. In a country that devious, that racist, that segregated, no, I do not have faith. No. Please don't. And for dummies who don't even know that, just know, what's racism? I don't know. It's not racism. I mean, we have maybe like 1 or 2 racists in the country, but that's not enough to call America's racist country. Just because we got black people all over the country getting white people to pretend to be their spouses in order to get a fair appraisal of their homes. Every week I'm looking at an article. I'm reading an article or watching a video of a black person having to take all of their black pictures off their wall of their children and their spouses to pretend that they're married to a white person or that they're white, and then having a white person be there for the appraisal just for them to get a fair appraisal of their homes. And I got dummies like Tim Scott and others saying, oh, America's not racist. Where'd you get that idea? Where would I get that idea? My eyes, dummy. I just told you, every other week, I see a video of a homeowner who did the right thing, who lived the dream, who got a house. They bought it. It wasn't given to them. They earned it. They worked for it. They bought a house. They can't get a fair appraisal. Why is it not just one bank, dummy? Why is it happening in different places all across the country? It's not one particular, you think there's one racist appraiser running around lowballing all the black people in the country? Moron? Huh? Is that what's happening? Some hillbilly bastard with his gut out to here who drinks whiskey every day during the day is running around lowballing black folks all around the country? No, it's not the same guy, dummy. They're in on it. It's standard practice, meaning what? What's the word for something that's standard, that is done uniformly? Institutionalized. And I guess if you don't have to deal with that, that's not a concern for you, I guess it's not important. Not important enough to cover on your freaking channels, not important enough to support this channel, and not important enough to recognize we're living in hell. But since your kids don't got to grow up dealing with it, and mines do, don't tell me I've changed, fucker. I woke up. You still fucking sleep. All right, guys, thank you for tuning into the show. Find me at Real Tim Black on Facebook and YouTube and the Twitters. I'm also on this thing called Cameo. Hey, you want to have a conversation? You want a DM video or DM me or a video, something? I don't know. I joined it because I saw David Pakman on it. I'm like, if David Pakman can do it, I can do it. Maybe I'll get to 1 million subs if I do this too. Right? What's different? What? Good night, y'all.
Most news Most news shows are suspect. Most news shows are suspect. They don't focus on black issues, and when they do, it's all fluff. How does that help your life? How does that help your family? How does that help the culture? They don't. The Tim Black Show is different. Tim Black gives you news for people who can't stand the news. Real, authentic, researched, entertaining, on point. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Visit www.timblacktv.com today. Get black breaking news, politics, culture from someone you can trust. timblacktv.com. Join us today.
Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.